So today I'm going to do a little bit of an unboxing and first impressions on a little package I got a couple days ago. And this package is 5 months in the waiting. In March, YouTube user 52 Cards put up a Kickstarter for the Black Mint and Raspberry Mint decks. Now, 52 Cards, run by Assad, he's a great guy. I've talked with him a couple of times. I'll put a link in the description for his channel. If you are a fan of card magic or card tricks, you should really check him out. He's got some great videos, great tutorials, great tricks, great everything really. Uh, and he seems like a nice guy. So today I have a package in front of me. I already took it out of the mail packaging because I wasn't entirely sure what it was. And today, 5 months later, a little over 5 months later, I finally got what I ordered. Now, when I originally ordered it, the Black Mint deck is available anytime now. You can order it now. You could order it back when the Kickstarter was still active. But the Raspberry Mint deck was a colored version of the same deck that's limited edition. Now, the Raspberry Mint deck you could only order while the Kickstarter was active. And so I went ahead and I got one of each. So I took it out of the packaging. The first thing I noticed was because it's the Black Mint deck, which is a really nice touch, they shipped it with a single Andes mint. And I got a chuckle out of that when I opened it. That was a really nice touch. So right in front of me, I have the bubble wrap together couple of decks here. I assume they're the same other than the color, but I'm not sure yet. So right away on the outside, they look kind of the same. I don't know if you can exactly tell from here, but the Black Mint deck has kind of a black logo and the Raspberry Mint has a silver one. There's a bit of a colored kind of glossy design on the back. A little hard to see from this kind of thing here. So they are in these plastic wrappers, so I'll go ahead and take these off if I can get my fingernails underneath them. So this is supposedly, this is the Black Mint deck, and this is just black and white here. Completely kind of black version. I don't believe there's any color with it. And the other one I have in my hand right now is the Raspberry Mint deck. And the Raspberry Mint deck is, from what I recall, the exact same deck of cards, but the Raspberry Mint is just a colored version. So there's nothing other than color-wise, I don't believe anything special about the Raspberry Mint deck. They do come in some pretty fancy boxes, I see. Now the decks are printed by the U.S. Playing Card Company. And the U.S. Playing Card Company does this printing. They put their trademark air cushion finish on it, so supposedly they're going to handle really well. But from what I hear, these decks aren't just plain decks of cards, they're marked decks. And so what that means is most people won't be able to tell that there's anything up with these cards. But the thing about these cards is they're marked. So if you know how to read the markings, every card is marked so that you can tell it apart from other cards by looking at the back. And there wasn't anything special that you had to do here. It was just kind of a thing that they did. So there's no special version of it that's got marked cards. They just all come like that. Now, this deck, because it's used for card magic, has a couple extra cards in it from what I recall. Yep. There is a kind of a double-faced card here. There's a Joker on one side and a Queen on the other. And then somewhere in here, I believe there's a double-backed card, which I assume is the one on the end here. Yep, this is a double-backed card. And the rest is a normal deck. Now, it comes on the bottom with this little card here with producers on one side. And on the other side, it says, presented by 52 Cards. So it's got another one of the logos on it, which is a nice white logo, and it looks pretty cool. It says right on the front, powerful hidden features lie within these cards. Learn the secrets of the mint deck below. 52cards.com/mint. So that should be pretty cool. So let's pull that card off, and let's pull those off. And they are in the standard new deck order. And if you take a, they spread really well because they're the bicycle air cushion finish. Now these are actually a special version that I ordered. They're not the regular black mint deck, I don't believe. If I recall correctly, it was a special edgeless version where there is no border on the card. It's completely borderless. The design on the back goes straight up to that edge. So the red, it's almost kind of hard to see, but the red is a very deep colored red, it looks like. It's almost maroon colored. And that runs that way. The kings and queens, all the face cards, they have kind of a fancy design on them. It's the classic, supposedly the classic faces with a little bit more of a modern spin on it. And I do really like that. And some of the suits, I don't believe you'll be able to tell from this angle here. But the suits here, at least, yeah, all of them have it. There's an ever so slight kind of shadow around it. You won't be able to see it from here. But if I get up and I bring this all a little closer, you can kind of see it. There's a slight kind of shadow there where it's not completely flat. There's a bit of a kind of a raised feel to it. And it gives the cards a little bit of depth. And now this is the very beautiful Ace of Spades. This in cursive, the Mint Collection luxury playing cards. So that's that deck. They seem to handle really well. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the other deck right away. Just so we can see what the Raspberry Mint deck looks like, because I want to check that one out first. So I'm going to go ahead and put these back into their box. It's a really nice box, really durable box, and it's got some structure to it. So I like that. It'll be durable. The Raspberry Mint has a bit of a different design on it, actually. Both the boxes, I believe it looked like, kind of have a little bit of a shinier design on the inside of the box. Now, the Raspberry Mint, I'm not as fond of the way the back is laid out, because the back of the Raspberry Mint decks, unfortunately, is not a borderless design. Which means with the Raspberry Mint deck, well, it's limited edition, and I can't get the Raspberry Mint deck anymore. There's that bit of a white border on it. And it's not bad. It's not something I hate in a playing card, but compared to the Black Mint deck, I like the borderless design better because it looks cleaner, it looks smoother, and there's not quite as cool of a design on the edge. It's just plain white. With the Black Mint deck, you could kind of see the edge of that. So we have the same Joker and Queen card, and the same double face card. There is no color on the presented by card, the producer card. That's literally exactly the same in both decks, as far as I can tell. And it does have the producers on the back and all the people that have contributed to it. And it looks to be maybe 50 or so, 50, 60 names here, probably. Looks like probably about 65 or so, give or take. So you can't really tell all that well, but the signature Ace card on the Raspberry Mint deck has a little bit of a colored design to it. And so that little border there right around the spade has some color to it, and it's in that same kind of dark maroon color with this back design on. So that's the back design of the Raspberry Mint deck. Other than that, the face of the cards look the same. The only difference, I believe, is the backs. Now, these cards handle really well. And I believe, I thought somewhere in here there was a thing on reading markings or anything, but evidently I wasn't entirely right on that because there's nothing included with these cards that I got. I actually, as long as I'm still up here, let's take the Black Mint deck out one more time. So, if we compare these side by side here, so this is the Black Mint deck here on the right, and the Raspberry Mint deck on the left. And the cards are exactly the same, except the Raspberry Mint has that in color. That's what the back looks like. And it's a really nice looking back, especially on the borderless design. The problem is, like I said, I don't care too much for the border compared to a side-by-side borderless design, although regularly I wouldn't normally mind it. So those are the two ace cards there. So we'll go ahead and put these back if I try not to mix these decks up here, because that would be unfortunate because I've had them for like 10 minutes now. So we'll go ahead and put those back there, and we'll put the Raspberry Mint deck back, and we'll put that kind of where it belongs and put that back in the order that they came in. So all in all, overall, I think 52 cards, all the people that were involved in it. It seems like everybody did an absolutely wonderful job with these cards. They seem to handle really well. Although I don't think I've ever had, I don't believe I've ever had a problem with any bicycle playing cards or B cards or anything by the American Playing Card Company. I do notice, just handling these decks, that the boxes have a bit of a raised design. And I'm going to jump up here one more time and show you. So that's the design of the Black Mint deck, and that's the Raspberry Mint. And side by side, that's what we're looking at. I don't know if you can tell, kind of from this camera angle. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a textured feel to the little kind of bumps there. There's a bit of a textured feel right on those bumps, and it's a nice touch. It adds a little bit of depth to the cards. So this is what the other side looks like. Those are just the logos and everything. And you can see this one is kind of silver, and this one, if you don't get the glare from the light, is basically pure black. And you can read it kind of on here in the glare. But without the glare, that's black with little gold accents there. And those are raised on both of those as well. And then on the bottom, it just says luxury playing cards on it. And then on the side, luxury for the modern cardition on that one, and the mint collection on the other side. And on the bottom, produced and distributed by 52 Cards, designed by Christopher Lacoste. Sorry if I butchered your name there, Christopher. Made in America, San Diego, California. And that is the back of the Black Mint deck on the bottom there. So, all in all, I think everybody here involved did a great job with those decks of cards, and the mint was a really nice touch. I got a kick out of that. So I intend on kind of playing with these cards, and I'll check out some of the stuff dealing with the backing and everything, and I'll look at some of the features that are included with all the markings and everything, and I intend on somewhere in the future coming back with a proper review of these cards and showcasing performance and handling and everything there, because Obviously, I've had them for about 15-20 minutes, and I've had them open since then, and I haven't really gotten a feel for them yet. So hopefully I'll be back and I'll be able to provide a proper review maybe a few weeks in the future. So stay tuned for that. Uh, thanks for watching.